Welcome back to Tavern Tales. As always, I am your DM, Riley. Today I am joined by
Crusail.
Crusail, sorry.
It's alright.
And me.
And me. And who are you guys playing today? Crusail?
Today I am playing Kaana Nylva, the level 4 rogue assassin, Genasi.
And how about you, me?
I'm apparently playing Cypress, who's a teenage monk person.
Good old-fashioned teenage monk person thing.
A level 4 80-year-old wood elf monk.
Yeah, so like we said,
So like a
she's an
granny.
octogenarian.
Alright.
Alright, so we're going back in time again a little bit. We've had everybody moving about, sort of separating on the timeline slightly. They'll get back together at some point. But for the moment, these guys are just heading out of... You guys are both just heading out of Forest Home. And if I remember correctly, Kaana was interested in investigating the Deadlands off to the east here, trying to figure out what to do with those emeralds you got from the eyes of the Naga statue.
You would be correct. And along the way, she's also hoping to find somewhere that she can appraise the other items that they got. Because, Kale took the owlbear stuff and the bronze phoenix figurehead. She kept the rings, the vials, and the glimmerstone, so...
Alright. What color were those vials again?
Well, one was black, 3 were black, and 1 was neon blue.
Alright. I do remember what those are. So, if you get lucky and find someone, you will be able to check them out.
Alright.
So I rolled a 16 for Arcana check for Cypress. Does she actually know that Tur is a wizard?
Does she know that Tur is a wizard?
Did she interact enough with Tur to find out?
She didn't see Tur during the...
I think the
During
only
the
interaction
siege.
she really had with Tur was the whole teleportation thing.
Yeah. Let me take a look at Tur's sheet. Because I'm just going to assume he was trying to hide everything he did all the time.
Of course he was.
Because that seems like Tur.
That does.
Oh, well. He tied it.
Well, I'm going to go with the theory that she fails because she's terrible at charisma.
Yeah, I like that theory. You're confused. You don't know what to make of that Tur guy. He's very strange. He claims to be a mentor and hasn't really taught anything yet. But he has an interesting way of speaking and resolving problems. You're just not quite sure how he does it, or why people listen to him.
Yes.
Is there anything else you guys wanted to do before heading out?
No, I think Kaana would just make sure they had enough rations. And unfortunately, I know that anybody who could appraise anything magical is already out of the town at the time that she was leaving. Tucker is still... Well, Kale and Tur were heading north, and Tucker was bedridden.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Alright. So, if you do want to try and get something appraised, there's not that much in the way of kind of major cities or locations out here.
Yeah.
Particularly not over towards the Deadlands. You could head into the kingdom of
Far Eldrith.
And hope to find someone who's willing to identify them for you there. But that does take you into this enclosed mountain valley here, which you would have to travel in, and then it would be a long travel back out.
Yeah, that is the one problem.
Before you could get around over here to your destination.
Yeah. So I think that Far Eldrith would have been a consideration, but then just in terms of timing, they decided that it would be against their best interest.
Yeah. You could always get lucky. You might meet somebody along the road. You could test one of the 3 black potions, since you have 3 of them, rather than just 1.
Dark liquids don't usually bode well.
Alright.
Why don't we just have that bird person try it?
Because he went north with Kale, Cypress.
Okay. So why don't we just wait for him to get back, then have him try it?
Because we have our own mission to take care of.
Okay, let's go do it.
All right.
Sounds like you guys are heading out on the road. So, do you want to head directly there? Do you want to try and hit like hit up this pathway here for a little bit easier travel through these hilly areas, or just try to cut straight across?
I'd say that Kaana's first inclination would be to go with the main road. So yeah, she would probably try and go with the path that's laid out. Looks like, but unfortunately, oh wait, most of the main roads through there. I guess that she would just follow the hill line, just as a general focus.
So let me see how far that is. Okay, so it's 18 days. It's further, but since you guys were planning on going up here and then swinging over this way, you were going to all gather back at some point at about the same time.
Yeah.
So, pretty much, here's how I'm going to do it. Instead of rolling for random encounters every day, I'm going to roll and then just kind of, we're going to take the difference and see how long it takes until something happens.
Okay. We trust you.
Whee! Oh, well, something happens on the first day. Handy. Let me consult my tables.
When the DM gets his tables, you know things have gone bad.
Yep. Well, these are the more fun tables.
That's
when the DM says that, you know things are bad.
Alright. So, after some time traveling, you guys are... It's about a week or a couple days into the travel. You're out on the plains. And... Cypress, you notice something strange about the landscape. It's a little bit off. The kind of the bushes and the stuff that are out on the sort of grasslands are more vibrant, more energetic. The animals are noisier and making more fuss than they usually do. And as you kind of scan across the horizon, you notice there's a cove or a glade of trees where you swear there wasn't one before. I mean, you've been walking across this flat grassland area for a few days now. You would have noticed a big stand of trees like this. But now there suddenly is one. Would you guys like to investigate it?
There's something wrong here. This world seems to be changing.
I would, Kaana's traveled in this area before because she traveled through Leone with Kale, or she would know a bit more about Leone because of her travels, wouldn't she? Or should I make a check to see if I actually know why the land seems to be changing?
You could make a nature check for me.
Oh boy.
And you could actually make a nature check at advantage for me, Cypress.
I failed.
13?
Probably.
Well, so neither of you have really heard about suddenly appearing forests before.
Kaana's going to say to herself, where's Tucker when you need him?
Oh yeah, Tucker would know all about this.
Yeah.
He's at home where you left him.
Yeah. Kaana's just going to side-eye Cypress on that one. Just, yeah, okay. Now that she's getting a bit more comfortable, she's getting a bit more mouthy. I don't know if I like this.
I think I like this.
All right. So, yeah, she's just gonna move in to the forest.
You guys are gonna go towards it?
Yeah.
All right.
Gonna keep perceptions high, or keep her eyes open.
Okay. I'd like perception checks from both of you.
Okay. Let's see here. Perception is at a +2 with Kaana.
I win.
That's a 5.
I'm gonna take the 24.
All right.
So Cypress,
Yes.
you notice your elven heritage is drawn towards this little copse of trees. There's something very familiar about it. It feels natural. It feels right to be there, and you can hear whispers and giggling noises and small voices talking. What languages do you know?
Let's see. Elven, Infernal, and Common.
All right. You can't understand some of the voices, but you do hear the occasional chatter in what sounds like old classical Elven, like a really old. Nobody actually talks that way anymore, sort of Elven, and it's saying, "Come in, come in. We'd love for you to stay."
Well, that doesn't sound good.
Okay, so I don't know how. I've never played Cypress before. Would she go in?
Cypress is, she's kind of just, well, pardon the expression, since both members of this party are female.
In.
Huh?
You prance in?
I was thinking more she'd go balls to the wall and not really care. She just move forward. It's all about the adventure.
Okay. It's all about the adventure. I go in.
Alrighty.
Kaana follows behind, but she's got her bow out.
So, as you guys cross the path cross the edge into the forest, you feel
draw my flute.
You feel a magical sort of barrier crossing over you. And you are transported... Hey, don't move that. You are transported into...
a black darkness.
Come on. Any moment here.
I'm going to stick with the black darkness. Lurking overhead.
There we go.
Oh, no, I see a tree and a road path.
A sunny, wooded path with a bright sky high above you.
All right.
Oh.
And some shadows and a star storm off to the left.
Strangely, in the sky, it is split in half. One half has this brilliant sunrise and clear skies above it. The other half is nighttime with stars and the moon in the sky. And
I'm going to stick with the theory that Cypress is all okay with this.
Yeah, definitely. Entirely okay. You are on a path that is kind of right between, at an intersection between 2 points. On one direction, it's this beautiful, bright, wooded area that I've already revealed. On the other side is a dark, dank, shadowed pathway. And you do not see that copse of trees anymore. You have been transported into the Feywild through a Fey gate, or a Fey crossing, that's what they call them.
Cool.
Around you, you see a few different people, or creatures, hanging out in the wooded sections. Nothing else comes out onto the pathway. From the sunny direction, you hear that same chatter, the noises of the little animals giggling in their ancient speech. From the dark direction, you hear just kind of quiet rustling. Nothing really, no voices, no talking, nothing that sounds like humans or creatures. And Cypress, you feel, again, despite being transported to this strange new realm, oddly at home. It kind of feels natural. There's a certain sort of magic in the air that makes sense to you, thanks to your elven heritage.
Awesome. Do I have any indication which way I'd like to go?
You are an outlander, so you hold your bearings. And as you kind of look about, you know that the direction you were traveling is along this brightly lit path. It seems to be going the way you wanted to. It almost lines up with the old big road that you guys were heading towards to take for a little while. This is going in the direction that would be going. So it seems like perhaps since the Feywild is a semi-reflection of the material plane, it seems like this might take you that same direction. But in the Feywild, time is strange and it moves in different ways. It might take you there faster or slower than your normal travel would go. But you won't be able to get out until you manage to find either a powerful Fey creature to send you out of this realm, or another Fey crossing like the one you came through.
Alright.
I'll tell the boss that.
Alright. So Kaana, what do you think you should do?
Kana's not going to be super freaked out by this because, I mean, she's half Genasi, or she's half a Jinn, so for her, I mean, the primordial plane is more her understanding, but the Feywild, she would have heard Tucker's stories about it, and because Tucker talked about his little journey into there, and she'd know what you had just said, where either you need to find another Fey Gate or you need to find somebody who'd be benevolent enough to take you back, so for now, it seems best for them to just follow the path.
All right.
Yes, but we have two.
No, I thought we were now actually in the dark, dank one.
You're currently at an intersection between these two.
Oh, okay.
The lightly Brit forested path seems to be going the direction you want to travel, but the dark, dank one is going a different direction.
All right. I'd like to roll an insight check to see if I can actually find something that discerns which would be the better path to take.
That would
Insight means that you're trying to determine from the creatures around you, or you're trying to make it, or I think that would be what insight would be.
That would probably be more survival than insight.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the skill that you'd want to use.
All right.
And since this is a different plane of existence and you've never been here, I'll have you roll at disadvantage for me.
Okay. 14 plus 2 is 16.
All right. You believe that Cypress's instincts are right, or rather, you believe that this path will in fact lead you towards in the direction you want to go. They both seem to just extend off for a while. You don't see them turning or moving very much, but you can't see all that far. Like, visibility is not super clear. It kind of gets foggy and misty, or so forested and dank and dark you can't see further on.
Okay. Oh.
But you believe Cypress is right with her sense of direction.
Okay. So yeah, Kaana will just say, okay, Cypress, I think you're right. I think that the path to the left,
Let's go.
the one going the right direction is the way to go.
All right. So, as you guys travel, lucky you guys.
Huh.
We don't die.
You don't die. That's the first part. It's very important.
And we don't go missing.
You might not go missing. That part is still
answer.
up to see. So you travel down, and the sky. There we go. The sky becomes more and more this beautiful kind of dawning sky. But no matter how much you travel, the sun doesn't seem to move. Not even from your travels. It's almost like every step you take, the sun sinks back down slightly into the horizon, but it always remains just barely breaking out. The clouds above you move, and you can see the stars moving off in the sky as you move further and further from that starry night sky. But it slowly becomes more and more dominated by this kind of overarching area. You guys managed to travel, make pretty good time. It's a fairly simple, easy path. Both of you have done a decent amount of outdoor moving about, so nothing really gets in the way. But your brains eventually tell you, we've been walking a long time. And you start to hear less and less of this kind of buzz and noise of life and things being around you. You start to think perhaps it might be nighttime, like it might be time to rest. Would you like to press on, or would you like to stop and set up camp?
We're setting up camp.
Good idea. What do you think?
Yeah, I think she's leaning towards she would probably lean towards actually staying rested and guarded, rather than ending up exhausted and getting jumped.
That's a perfectly valid train of thought. Now, do you guys want to set up a watch, or do you want to just kind of both take a nap?
We're setting up a watch.
Agreed.
How much sleep do you need as a whatever you are?
8 hours.
Full
Really?
night.
That's super lame. Do you want to rest first, and then I'll trance after?
That sounds good.
Okay.
And would you potentially mind, like, losing some sleep? Like, only 6 hours, so we can get moving faster.
And
or
watch
if you want, you can sleep for 4 hours, and then I wake you up and I transfer 4 hours. I'm okay with that, too.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
That still constitutes a long rest, right?
I mean, not for you.
The whole rest... It's the whole resting thing. That's the question.
Alright.
I
Fine.
mean, you guys can take a 12-hour rest. Like, that's not a problem.
I guess I'll just take a short rest then. I'll take the 4 hours.
Okay. So what is your con modifier? +2?
Yep.
Alright. Alrighty. So how long in does that take? And who's going to be resting? Who's going to be sleeping first? You or...
Yeah. I was going to sleep first, and then I would take the second watch.
Okay. So as Kaana rests, or as Kaana sleeps, nothing happens. You continue to hear, or Cypress continues to hear the chatter and sound of animals and things in the paths around you. Occasionally you'll see a small sort of sprite or fairy dart across the path to go across to the other wooded areas. But nothing really comes in. At 4 hours, you wake up Kaana. She seems a little bedraggled still, a little kind of cranky. She only got her 4 hours sleep instead of her usual 8. But she seems aware about herself. She'll be alright.
It's the way of the road.
And Cypress begins her trance. A couple hours into that, you've been noticing a lot of these same noises, a lot of these same sort of stuff. And I'd like you to make a perception check for me, Kaana.
Okay. It's kind of training perception. She is not, but she has a +2 to it. Oh, jeez. But the green die hasn't been...
use the orange die. Use the orange die. That's the good die.
But the green die hasn't been rolling well either. That's a 15.
It's a 15? Alrighty then. So, how much do these guys do? So, you are thoroughly surprised as suddenly the ground beneath your feet is covered with a slippery, black, oily-looking substance. And I will need you to make a dex saving throw for me.
Now that I can actually survive. Okay, let's see if the orange die decides to be nice. So I get a +6 on this. That's a 3. Oh wait, that's a 9. Okay, so that's a 15.
You slip and slide, but you manage to keep your footing and stay upright as you are kind of shocked by this strange puddle appearing around you. You look up and you notice that directly at your feet, looking out of a hole in the ground that impossibly shows like a view of the forest behind you, is a greenish gray sort of goblin-esque face looking out at you. Its eyes are milky white, its teeth look somewhat rotted away, and its hands are sticking out of the ground, oozing that black, shining oil.
Huh.
Well, you are surprised by this little guy. 3 more jump out and are standing behind you, and they all slap at your feet, trying to make you fall down again. What's your armor class total?
15.
15? One of them manages to get a solid hit to your foot. Deals you 1 point of damage. They all cackle and laugh madly.
What is it with the hyena laughs?
That's what all the things do. They all have strange, hilarious laughs.
Okay. All right.
And then looking out of the ground at another point near you, you see another one of these small animals pop its head out, and it sprays its fingers at you, flinging little bits and gross bits of oil. This time, it's a viscous, disgusting fluid. And I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Oh boy. Okay. This is not Kaana's forte. Oh, nat 20.
All right. You kind of...
Well,
your
technically
arms
it gets to a
stuck
19,
together.
but...
Yeah, your arms get kind of stuck together, but you sort of use the slippery oil at your feet to spin and get some extra momentum to swing your arms free. And you slide out immediately next to the puddle.
Okay.
So you're no longer inside of the puddle of slippery and sticky ooze.
All right.
And you see one little guy sticking his face or looking at you from a hole in the ground, 3 little guys right next to you, and 1 little guy looking out of another hole in the ground nearby.
Okay, are we rolling for initiative, or...?
We can now roll for initiative.
Okay. So...
Sleep?
Well, no, before she actually... Yeah, Kaana would try and wake up Cypress, just go, Cypress!
Oh, yeah. You've been surprised, though, so she'll be asleep. You'll get a chance to wake her up on your turn.
Okay. Oh, my gosh. Green die, why are you failing me today?
What'd you get?
I got a 3 plus 4, so 7.
Green die, why hast thou forsaken me?
Seriously. The orange die rolled better than you. The orange die!
Alrighty. So our 3 little friends titter and laugh again, and two of them move towards you to try and push you back into the goo, and the third one tries to he sends out and oozes some goo on top of the tracing Cypress. So I'd like you to make a how does shoving work again? Is it a contested roll?
It's athletics or acrobatics when you're opposing a shove.
Okay. So you get to make an athletics or an acrobatics roll, whichever one you'd like.
I will go with acrobatics.
Alrighty.
So that's at a plus 8
Wait,
for me.
which one of us are you targeting?
1 is spraying goop on you, and 2 are trying to push Kaana.
That's a 15 in total. Got a 7 plus an 8. What the heck, green die?
Well,
I got a 10 because apparently Roll20 hates me.
You're also asleep, though, so, I mean, you've got an excuse.
Well, your 15 is that including your -1?
No, acrobatics.
Oh, no, that's acrobatics, that's right. Your 15 is just barely good enough. Just
avoid being
barely
shoved?
good enough to avoid being shoved. You hold a mighty, mighty contest, leaping and bouncing out of the way, but eventually you sort of like stiff arm one down as he's coming for you, bring the other guy's head down and force him to the ground,
right.
Jumping over him, staying where you are.
Slipping on their own ichor.
And that is when you notice the holes in the ground have disappeared. And you now hear further away that little cackling laughter again, and you see 2 little shapes skittering around in the woods nearby. So they seem to sneak off into the woods, and you're not quite sure where they've gone. Now it is your turn.
Okay.
What would you like to do? You've got these 2 guys right next to you, or right on top of you, 1 guy over by Cypress. Cypress still asleep.
So they're right next to me, so...
Mm-hmm.
I will use my bonus... first, I'll use my bonus disengage action for my cunning... what is it?
Cunning action.
Yeah, my cunning action to disengage from those 2.
Alright.
That's just a...
No roll, yeah. That's just, they won't get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, and I'm moving over to Cypress.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my action to try and wake her.
How do you do it? What do you want to do?
let's see. In a combat situation, Kaana would just start shaking Cypress and yell in her ear, Cypress, we've got contact.
All right. So that will wake up Cypress. So she can now roll initiative to join in the combat. She'll join in next round.
I go first.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yikes.
She got a 1.
I don't wake easily.
Oh, that's your initiative roll.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
wake
she's
easily.
still drowsy. She's
Oh,
like,
got
5 more minutes.
Fair enough. Excuse me.
All right, so we go back up to the top. My friend who sprayed his goo all over Cypress now sees that she is awake and tries to take a swing at her. Getting a beastly 7 to hit, which I don't think is enough.
Cypress has a DC or an AC of 17.
All right,
So
so
consider it a hit.
yeah, just doesn't quite make it. He it kind of helps to wake you up a little bit. But our other two friends gang up on Kaana, again trying to bring her down. One is attempting to pull her down to the ground. Another is trying to take a swipe at her legs, getting her off kilter, getting her off balance.
Right.
So make an athletics or acrobatics check again for me.
Let's go with acrobatics. Okay, green die. Let's see if you're actually warming up to me now. That's a nat 20.
All right. Again, you managed to daintily or
Thank you, green die.
easily just dodge out of the way, flips and kicks and all that kind of cool stuff. Lots of flourishes and fun things as the boggles ineffectively flail at you.
Oh, these are boggles. I still have no idea what that is.
And on the ground appear two more strange of these holes where you can see the boggles. And they again spray more of their goop upon the ground. Now almost all the earth, except for where the other boggles are standing, are covered in either this slippery or viscous fluid. Pretty much wherever you walk, however you go, you're going to have to deal with this stuff. Now it is, I believe, Kaana's turn.
Alright, Kaana is going to use her move action to try and climb a tree. Or acrobatics into a tree. Is that possible, or is it always going to be an athletics?
You'll either have to make a acrobatics check to see if you can leap over the stuff to get to a tree, or you'll have to make a check to pass through it.
Okay.
So go ahead and make a check for me.
Okay, acrobatics check to leap over. That is a 9 plus acrobatics 8, so that is a 17.
Alright, so you are able to get over to a tree.
Alright.
Two boggles who are near you take a swipe at you as they're going. Neither manages to find any purchase on you.
Okay. So Cypress is going to actually try and gain a height advantage so she can actually start sniping with her short bow.
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to climb the tree.
Okay.
That's all of her move action, right?
Yes. Yeah, that'll be all of it.
Okay. Do I have to make any roll to climb the tree?
Yeah, that'll be an athletics roll.
Oh boy. Come on, green die. Show me some love.
Shouldn't be too hard. This is a nicely forested
It's
area.
an
8. You scrabble up and try to climb up, but you can't quite reach the boughs at the lower end. So you're sort of stuck, hugging around the tree, hoping not to slip down. You could either slide down and you wouldn't take any damage, but you would still be at the base of the tree, or you could stay where you are, but you would be stuck hugging a tree.
Kaana's not feeling like sticking around looking the fool, so instead she's just going to let go, spin around, put her back to the tree so she can't get taken from behind, and draw her short bow as her action.
Alrighty, so now we're on to Cypress. And the first thing I need you to do is make a strength saving throw for me from that sticky goop that guy shot all over you.
Nice.
Oh, hey.
I'm going to blatantly ignore it.
It's basically not even there.
There is no goop. Goes into a monk mantra. There is no goop, and it just slides off her.
And you've got one guy right on top of you, two guys nearby on the path, with Kaana across from you, past them all.
So now I have to ask, how does she generally feel about being woken up? I'm actually going to make that executive decision. So I'm going to start by striking.
Okay.
Or stabbing it with a spear, because I suppose that's the best attack I got.
Go right ahead.
Looks like I got a 13 to hit.
That is not quite enough. The little boggle dances out of the way of the spear.
Okay, fine. I'm going to flurry of blows, because I'm kind of irritated about this whole thing.
Fair enough.
All right. They are laughing and taunting the whole way, so
Yes.
I'm sure that's frustrating. All right, a 19 is definitely good enough to hit.
Okay, that is good to know. Oh, I need to drop the number by 1.
Yeah, minus 1 key point. But also, if you connect with those, you do get your Way of the Open Fist abilities.
I know. Just because I don't play ordinary monks doesn't mean I don't play monks.
Fair enough.
I deal 6 damage.
All right.
I'm going to make it not take reactions until the end of my next turn.
Woo.
And I'm going to move... how fast do these little buggers look?
They look like they can dart about pretty quickly, but they're not faster than you. You're faster than any of these guys.
Okay, then I'll move a certain distance away just so that they can't hit me. And I'm going to say, come at me.
Alrighty.
Wait, you only did 1 for your flurry of blows, though, didn't you?
Do I get 2 extra attacks?
Yep. You spend the key point to get 2.
With the key point one.
I'm going to launch a second attack then, if you don't mind.
Oh, you rolled,
before I run away. I
yeah,
forgot
you
that I
rolled
get
2. Your second one hits. Looks like you already rolled it. So go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, yeah. For that one, I'm going to try and I'm going to force it to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alrighty.
Or be knocked prone.
Alright, so your 2 hits kind of ram him up and then ram him down, and he immediately splats down onto the ground. He is not laughing anymore, quite distinctly, and is looking much worse for the wear.
Fine then, I'm going to laugh at him. Do I have to make a check for that?
No, you can laugh as a free action.
Okay, I'm going to laugh at him and mock him.
Oh, fantastic.
I thought you said you went with the rogue monk thing, not the bard monk thing.
Hey, rogues can laugh too.
It's the Feywild. In the Feywild, you have to prove that you're more impressive than them. If I laugh at them, I'm humiliating them.
True, but you don't get the vicious mockery bonus.
Distinctly
I don't
true.
need the vicious mockery bonus. I need them to stop attacking you so you can murder them.
Fair enough.
Alright, but also as you're moving away, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you step onto a patch of slidey oil. Alright, you basically skate through this oil however you want. Spinning, twirling, showing off as you laugh.
Yeah.
Or even better,
I'll do all that.
you spin around and you just point and laugh at him as you slide across the oil patch. Like,
Point,
ha
laugh,
ha.
and then flip them all off.
Alright, and you reach a safe distance.
Yep.
And that will be I believe that is the end of your turn. And we are back up to the top with our 2 friends who were both towards Kaana. They hear you laughing and they turn around to see their friend now down on the ground, looking quite hurt. And they kind of gasp in a shocked manner. One of them runs directly at you, trying to slide through that same pool of oil as you did, failing miserably and falling flat on his face. The other one runs over to his friend, and you see him touch the ground, and he opens up one of these strange holes you've been seeing. A very strange perspective shift. You can see kind of the view out from one of the trees coming off the ground, and he tries to help his friend go through that hole onto what looks like a tree branch. While that happens, you see 2 more holes appear on the ground next to you, Cypress. And from there, perches up in tree branches, both of these little boggle fellas try and strike you down. Hey, I got a hit finally.
Oh.
You're going to take a savage 4 damage. It would have been a 5 if they didn't have a negative to strength.
Jeez.
Beautiful times, my friends. And now we go to Kaana.
All right. Did you say that there was a prone?
Yes, there is. One is currently through one of these holes, laying down on a tree branch somewhere. One of these is flat on his face in a pool of the slippery oil. And another one is helping the one that is on the ground, and then there are 2 more up in the trees somewhere.
Okay, can I target the one that was that had been sent through the hole to lay in a branch?
You could do that with a melee attack, but you would find it incredibly difficult. Probably you'd be rolling with disadvantage with a ranged attack.
So no sneak attack that way. Okay, I'll go for the one who's flat down in the oil.
Okay.
I do get advantage on that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sneak attack, bitch. I'm gonna go with the 18 over the nat 1. Darn you, orange die.
The 18 will work. That'll hit.
That's an 18
so go
plus
ahead and roll
6.
your damage.
Not a crit, unfortunately, and I think I'm past the point where my assassinate works. So let's see here. So that's 3d6, unless I'm mistaken.
Sounds right.
So that's a grand total of that's 8 plus 4, so 12 damage.
All right.
From that arrow shot.
So the one that is down on the ground is, he's looking just as bad as the one that just went through the sort of hole in the ground. He cries out weakly and faintly to his friends, and you can see sort of from where the arrow hit, you can see that inside of him there's some sort of strange sparkling substance that is effervescing out into the air.
Alright. Pure ether, huh?
And now it is Cypress's turn. You've got 2 of these holes, which you could gladly stick your hands into and smack these guys right next to you, and the one guy on the ground is within easy reach.
He is prone.
And he's prone and pretty much taken out of the equation.
When you say pretty much taken out of the equation, what does that mean exactly?
A stiff breeze might kill him.
Might kill him. Well, in that case, I have only one choice. I'm going to gut him.
Oh.
Little spirited gut, alright.
Ouchies. Yeah, that'll be a hit. And that, you don't even have to roll damage. Your bonuses are big enough to kill him. So he is gone, and you can see...
But I want to.
Yeah. But you can see the sort of sparkling substance trickles again out from where your wound is, and the body rapidly begins to decay and fall apart and sort of gust away in gentle breeze until there's nothing left.
Oh, it does super fast decomposition?
Yes. Something remained for slightly longer, and it's that core area where the arrow was shot, but that too sort of breaks apart after a moment and drifts away.
Oh, that's a shame.
That's some hurting damage
so
there.
then I have so then I'll just might as well martial arts. I'll do the combat thing again.
Okay.
So drop a key point. An 11, which I think is a miss,
Mm-hmm.
and an 18, which I think is a hit.
That will be a hit.
So remind me what this portal is over. It's like over some kind of like magic pole or something.
It's on the ground, but you can see it. You can see the boggle is standing on a branch somewhere up in a tree nearby.
Okay. So I'm going to. Does he look more agile or strong?
They definitely look more agile.
I'm going to have him make a strength saving throw, please.
Okay. Yeah, he fails really hard. Like, really hard.
Okay. I'm going to drive him 15 feet.
Alright, so he's gonna fall off of his tree. And he took 7 damage. Alright. He splats down onto the ground. Ooh. And his body puffs out into a gust of leaves and debris and other natural detritus. But this time, that strange sparkling object remains behind, and it does not begin to sort of puff away into smoke or dissolve into the air. It just sits there and sparkles amongst the billowing little bits of dark ash and stuff. It is maybe like 10 feet away from you. Very easy to get to.
Well, then I'll move to it.
Alright. This is another glitter stone, just like the one that you guys found, or that Kaana and the party found in the remains of that Fey Hound down in the secret hag place.
Right.
So it looks
Sounds
like
good.
one of these are inside of each of these guys.
All right.
But you gotta be careful not to break it or something. So that is 2 down, 1 basically down, 1 still in the tree, 1 helping the other one. Alright. So seeing the glitter stone that you have seems to scare them a little bit. They're calling out to each other, saying, or in a frantic voice, and they begin trying to flee away. The second portal from the ground closes and disappears. And that guy is going to be very difficult to try and find if you would like to try and find him. The one helping his friend through a portal in the ground carries his friend out through the portal and goes behind him as well.
Well, boss, do we pursue?
Well, that's really unfortunate. Both of you are able to spot the one that is trying to accompany his injured friend. They are up in the tree that Kaana was actually trying to climb before, about 20 feet up on a branch, and you can see the boggle has opened up another portal on the tree branch and is ushering his friend through again.
Well, that makes things easy. I think my question is answered now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start by trying to throw a dart. Actually, no, I'm just going to see whether I can climb the tree.
Wait, isn't it my turn? Or
Yeah, it's Kaana's turn first. That's right.
But yeah, it's Kaana. Kaana goes first.
Kaana would
climb. Things.
Yeah, Kaana would climb. Isn't it considered rough terrain, so you go half speed?
I don't recall. I thought there was climb checks, but there's not climb checks anymore.
It's athletics.
It's athletics now?
It's athletics, but there is one thing that Kaana is still currently wearing her... Oh, where is it? Her cat's eye vest. So I may add my dexterity modifier to any jump I make.
Alright.
So that's +4, and standard jump is...
Standard jump is
half your movement speed, isn't it? No, that's way too much.
A high jump is 2 or 3 plus your strength.
Okay.
And then half your height is what you can reach, or your height is what you can reach above that.
Okay.
So, like, Kaana can do, she's probably 5.5 feet or something like that.
She's 5'10".
5'10", so she can reach about 10 feet up when she does a high jump.
Okay.
So she could, with her cat's eye vest, reach about 14 feet up.
And would that surpass the branch that they're on?
No, the branch is 20 feet up.
Oh.
But that would get you onto a branch. That would get you holding onto a branch beneath them.
Okay. Rather than do that, I think Kana's going to try and there is one that's down, right?
One is pretty much done for. He's kind of being held and pushed through by the other one.
Kana's going to try and take down the one that's injured.
Vicious, I like it. Go ahead and make the attack roll.
All right. With advantage, it is technically prone, or is it?
It's a tough shot, so it's just normal.
Got it. 14 plus 6, so
All right.
20.
That's good enough. You're going to hit him.
All right.
And
So-
again, you don't even need to roll damage.
Got it.
A stiff breeze was going to take him out. A
Oh.
child's sneeze could knock him down.
Okay.
Which one did you kill?
The
hurt
injured
one?
one.
Oh.
Better to take out the one that. Well, actually, I guess either way, one would bear a grudge. But this way, we have less to worry about later on. Is Connor's thinking?
There's another one that you guys can't see.
Oh,
There were 3 that were still up.
right.
You guys just saw these 2.
Okay.
So anything else you want to do on your turn? You took your attack.
Kana's going to try and use her cunning action to dash. Actually, no, because she's still surrounded by the oil. She hasn't taken her movement action, so she actually will jump. She will take that jump action, or she'll use her movement action to jump into that lower hanging branch.
All right. So you're hanging onto that branch, and I guess you try and scamper up with your bonus action.
Yeah.
All right. So you're standing up. You can pretty much reach. You're like in range of him.
And it is an action to sheath and then draw a new weapon, or it'd be 2 actions, right? To sheath and then draw a new weapon.
You can drop a weapon for free, and you can pull a weapon out as part of the attack action.
Okay, got it. Okay, so she's still got her bow out.
Yeah. But you are still in range. You could like punch him as he tries to run away if he tries to run away.
True.
So now it is Cypress's turn. You just saw Kaana leap supernaturally high up in the air. What would you like to do?
I'm going to try and climb up after.
All right. Do monks get to climb yet?
At her level, yeah, she has the swift foot thing. It would require a key point, though.
No, I don't have the magic climb.
Okay, you don't have the magic climb yet.
You don't have the magic climb yet. That's not until a higher
Ninth
level.
I think.
Yeah, but no, you do have heightened jump speed if you use a key point. Or jump. You have a heightened jump if you use a key point.
Would I be able to jump up? I think the answer is no, right?
I'm pretty sure not, but you do have a lot of movement.
So I'm just going to
Your
climb.
jump distance is double. I'm gonna say yeah. You probably have enough move. You can make it up. You can climb up there.
Yeah. So make the check. Can I do like tricks to get up, or do I have to just straight up climb?
You could do a jump if you use your bonus action to do the fancy jump. The fancy jumps are doubled thing, or you could just use your bonus action to dash, and that will give you enough. You'll have 70 feet of movement, which will be enough to get up there.
Nice.
Well, if I use my bonus action to dash, then I have to use the key points anyway, which means
True, I forgot you're not a fancy rogue.
I'm not my fancy rogue monk.
Basically, do you want to do some sick monk moves and do some jumps and stuff while you're getting up there, or kick off like trees and go back and forth, or do you want to just climb up the tree?
You can also throw your spear.
I'll climb up the tree.
Okay.
All right.
So, while Kaana twisted and jumped and sprang up like it's some sort of feline, graceful animal, you kind of just shimmy up the tree really, really quickly because you're good at it, and you get up to the branch where the Boggle is, and he's standing right next to this portal. The body of his friend is disintegrating in front of him. including that sparkly bit.
I'm going to use... I'm going to spend my last key point, or my second to last key point, to Flurry of Blows. So first attack.
That'll be a hit. 8 damage. That's a solid hit to him. Oof. His body resounds with a strike.
If I've knocked him prone, would he fall off the tree?
He would have a chance to. If you did that thing where you push him a distance, he would definitely fall off the tree.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that quite yet. I'm going to try and knock him prone.
Okay. So he has to make a strength save, right?
That one is, I think that's Dex. Yeah, that one's Dex.
Alright. You strike him and try and kind of trip him up, but he just very gracefully hops up and lands back on the branch. Did not fall prone.
Okay, next attack I got a 14, I think.
That's another hit.
I'm going to do the, how much movement do I have left?
I'm going to say you have 10 feet of movement remaining.
Okay, that's great. That's great. I don't have I think I have the fall ability, right?
The fall ability? The slow fall?
Yeah.
Yes. You can reduce, at 4th level, you can reduce any fall damage you take by 20 points.
Okay, that works for me. I'm going to try and push him off the tree.
Alright.
Only knocking him, let's say, 5 feet.
5 feet?
Yeah.
Alright, so he is...
Would that be able to knock him off the tree?
Yes. So are you... You are going to knock him off the tree?
Yes.
Alright, so he is falling down. Is there something else you wanted to do?
I'm going to jump after him. And do you know that whole thing where like they have the superhero landing?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that, but into his head.
Nice.
Oh, God. Good Lord.
You got the team of brutal ladies in this one.
Alright.
Well, I rolled a 7 on the first side, but do I get advantage or no?
Well, wait, you got that on the 14. You already rolled your attack for that.
Yeah, but then this is the coming after.
Oh, this is your falling attack?
Yeah, my third attack.
He is not in any way or shape to dodge out of the way when he hits the ground. So I'm going to say you just kind of aimed wrong, so you land like right next to his head, almost as if you meant to. So to Kaana, it looks really intimidating, because you just perfectly spear the ground with your knee right next to his head. Whole ground shudders, and he kind of disperses in a big shake of leaves. But you know you missed him.
Is his gem still there?
No, his gem is dissolving rapidly. You can touch it and feel the strange sensation of it as it sort of breaks and turns to dust and sprinkles away.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's going to be really uncommon for those gems to remain. It
Okay.
takes either a special thing to do, or really, really, really good luck.
Got it.
All right, so that is the last one you guys can see, and you're both a little bit tired, but you can hear the forest is waking up around you a little bit more now. Do you guys want to take some time to rest up again, or do you want to start journeying?
I'm going to go back to sleep. Or go back to trancing.
All right.
I need my beauty sleep.
Good call.
Kana's gonna roll her eyes and just pick up her longbow and actually start her watch again.
All right. So it's going to be another 4 hours.
Though she would only roll her eyes if Cypress made the whole "I need my beauty." Only if she made the "I need my beauty sleep" comment.
Oh, I imagine she did.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if she did, but I think she would.
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Do I need 4 hours, or do I only need 2? Because I think there was the whole...
I don't know
You
how
need
long.
4 hours of... Well, technically you need 8 hours still. But you need 4 hours of uninterrupted rest.
I thought that there could be a small interruption.
A fight is not a small interruption,
Nah.
unfortunately.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's going to be another 8 hours of rest time if you guys want to get a... If either of you wants to get a long rest.
I don't need a long rest. I only need a short rest.
The only other thing is that if you want to get your key points back, you need to meditate.
For a short rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys could do a short rest.
Yeah.
And wouldn't my sleeping be considered... Wouldn't my trance be a form of meditation?
True.
Yeah, you would it would count for sure.
Yeah.
Or it would be you could meditate during your 4 hours of awake time during the long rest.
Either way, I'm back.
Yeah. And this time goes no problem. Nothing comes to mess with you guys. The oil sort of slowly disappears and dissipates over time. Similarly doing that kind of breaking apart into little particles and flying away in the wind. There is a little bit less the talk of the animals and creatures around you is a little bit quieter. It's a little bit
well
tenser.
Should be. I'm trying to get some sleep here.
Yeah. It is midday, though. Or it is morning right now. But by early afternoon or so, you guys are... Cypress is well rested. Did you stay up and keep watch the whole time?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did you guys do a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest, I thought.
I think this technically counts as a short rest.
So yeah.
I feel fully rested. I know I don't get the long rest bonus, but I feel good.
Alright.
Well, neither of us took enough damage to really merit using any healing surges, nor...
No problem.
And I think we're both at max hit dice, so...
No issues at all. So it's actually still early. It's pretty early morning. You guys can set out on your journey again.
Alright, trying to just keep down the path until we get sent back into our plane.
Alright. Let me double check something for a moment. It's still beautiful, sunny, gorgeous skies, but you do notice there are more clouds up in the sky this time. They seem to be concentrated above a area further up ahead down the path in the direction you're heading. And off to... So you're heading east, sort of east-southeast. Off to the north, back towards the sort of starry sky area, you can see another big swelling of clouds. And this one is vaguely in the shape of a person. But clouds look like that sometimes. You can find shapes in the clouds. People were engineered to find shapes and faces and things.
True.
So it could be anything. And the clouds up ahead could be something as well. But you guys are able to travel, or able to make some good travel for a while.
Let us walk.
Nothing too interesting happens unless you guys want to have some fantastically strange conversation. Or talk about those odd creatures.
I guess Kaana would try and be a little bit personable, just because they actually haven't had time to sit down and hear about one another's backgrounds. So she'd probably, as they're walking, she'd say, so... I guess you're kind of used to forests like this? I mean...
No, my first time, but... I mean, it feels good.
Alright.
What about you? You seem strangely okay with this.
It's what you get when you hang around a druid all the time. But no, I'm from down south originally.
Okay.
Just past the Great Desert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What are you doing up here?
Kaana was looking just for general pleasantries. That's going a little too into detail for her with somebody that she's just met. So she's just going to say, looking for work. It's just same as any adventurer. L'Oreal just didn't have what I was looking for.
I mean, I would imagine that any place would really be able to open up a. You'd really be able to open up a adventuring area in any place. Why not? Why not L'Oreal?
Didn't really interest me there. Wanted to see something new.
Okay. So why haven't you thrown out that weird bird guy yet? You seemed really pissed off by him. He seems really, really awkward. Why didn't you just throw him out?
Because then I would have to deal with the backlash from Kale and Tukra, who...
Tucker seemed okay with him after he... Seemed okay with that after he called him a beast of burden.
No point. There's no point in throwing somebody out until he gives us good reason to. Honestly, right now, insults and the like, those aren't really a good reason to keep him around. If he starts ruining the group dynamic, or if he's showing himself to not really be a team player, then yeah, we'll have to. I will put in a vote to have him excused from our guild. But for now, he seems to genuinely want to help. So, despite his personal affectations, I'm not going to just throw him out because I don't like him in general.
That is true. Adventurers tend to be very weird.
Kaana's not really going to have... She's not going to comment on that because there's no real point. It's just a general silent agreement between adventurers that, yes, we all have our quirks. Yeah, so... Yeah, but I guess from there on... Kaana's not really going to try and keep pushing for more information if she knows that Cypress is going to keep on trying to push for more as well. Is not really feeling like sharing just where she's from or anything like that. So from then on, she's just going to maintain the silence.
All right.
So after about 5 minutes, Cypress is going to ask, so what is L'Oreal like?
Well, I mean, you got the port towns, which are much further to the south. L'Oreal, the capital, is a little bit... It's serving between the desert and the coast, so it's a big commerce country. Just a lot of trading that goes on. You got goods that come in from all over the world. And really that's about all there is to it. I mean, unless you want to get into politics, in which case that's mostly just...
No, don't care about politics. Let's stay away from that.
Good choice.
Don't talk about religion with clerics, and don't talk about politics with anyone.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, it's just aristocracy and all that. It's not like there's any big any issues that are any bigger than any other country there.
Okay.
Every country has its issues.
All right. So you guys you chatted for a while, walked. You've noticed again the same cycle of the animals and the things around you start to sort of quiet down eventually. Your internal clocks are confused and it's telling you it's nighttime, but it's still perfectly daytime again. The sun still remains in that same barely dawning position, but the clouds in the sky, that big kind of gathering of clouds you saw, is getting closer and closer. And it is time for nighttime to either press on or go to sleep again. What are you guys going to do this time?
I mean, we don't know how long it'll take for us to get out of here, so Kaana would still push for the rest.
Do you have any traps?
No, I do not, but Kaana usually is more for being the trap herself. So this time, rather than just sleeping down there, she's going to try and take position up in a tree so that she can have a better view around and not be ambushed.
Okay.
You better do a better job this time than last time.
All right.
Just because they attacked when you were asleep, you got lucky. You got the easy shift.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So Kaana will take the first watch this time. Cypress can take the second.
All right. What is Cypress's Constitution? 1. Alrighty. So Kaana's gonna stay up, let Cypress do her rest.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's see if anything interesting happens. It's a nice, peaceful night. even though it's nighttime, there still is that kind of ever-present hum and buzz of the forest. As you stay up in the trees for the first 4 hours of the nighttime, you don't notice anything. You're straining your eyes, your ears, keeping everything alert and ready to act should you need to. But time comes, nothing's happened. You go down, you wake up Cypress, and let her take over for the watch, going to sleep yourself.
Wakey, wakey, Sleeping Beauty. Time for me to get my rest.
Go screw yourself.
Oof, rough waker this one is.
And I get...
Yeah?
What time do you want me to wake you up?
Give me 4 hours and we'll get back on the road.
Okay.
Alright. So, you guys... Again, the night continues, it progresses. Nothing very interesting happens. If you'd like, you can take some time to investigate that stone further. Look at it, compare it to the other one. See what it looks like.
Is she fishing around in Kaana's pockets for this?
I mean, she
Wait,
might.
what am I doing?
You could... No, I'm saying she can. Like,
Okay.
you can do light activity, or you could just keep watch. Either way. Do you want to just watch the forest? Or do you want to do other things?
I'm gonna check to see whether there are any kind of like herbs or anything interesting of that sort nearby.
Oh, okay.
Like within like a visual distance.
Alrighty. Make a nature check for me.
8.
You find some mundane things like mint and basil. You find some nice lemon basil, which you know you can crush up and use as a insect repellent if you rub it on your skin, as well as have a pleasant lemony aroma throughout the rest of the day. But nothing special really catches your eyes. It'll be nice for spicing up your rations, but it won't do anything. It won't do anything really big for you for a while. As you're kind of looking around, again, you still don't see anything. Time continues to pass. The night sort of drags on. But then your brain tells you, alright, it's time to go wake up Kaana. Animals are chirping and starting to be more aware. Whee.
Okay, I'll go wake up Kaana. Good morning, Sleeping Beauty. Time to get up.
Kaana's just gonna sit up and get ready.
Alright.
Break camp and get her bedroll packed away.
Very businesslike. So you guys continue to travel on in the direction along the path. It still seems to be in the correct direction you need. The noise begins to elevate back up again to the same sort of slightly louder levels it was before that first fight. You've moved further away from where it happened. And but you notice again that kind of collection of clouds, you're getting closer and closer to it. And as you travel further and further along this road, I'd like you guys to make a perception check for me.
All right.
I got an 8.
I got a
I'm
5.
thinking of a new.
This guy is really liking the 3 side today.
I think I'm talking to Kaana.
You guys are just chatting. You're not really noticing. It's
Yeah.
alright. Nothing very important.
Yeah.
I mean, all we've seen so far are little itsy bitsy fairy critters that squished very easily.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So you guys keep traveling, and strangely, you notice that the sky is actually beginning to even out again. Like, before now you were moving and the sky, where it had been split before, it was becoming more and more that beautiful sunny sky. But now the sort of starlit night is coming back in and absorbing more and more of the sky. And after a while, you come to another crossroads area. But this time there are actually three different paths. One is another sort of dark, creepy-looking path, and the other is our nice, beautiful sky. And the last path takes you to you can sort of see the trees are thinning out, and it's misty and foggy and hard to see into. You're not quite underneath those sort of dark, strange clouds, but this is the first crossroads you've come to since you've been here, and it has a very familiar feeling. It feels a lot like that strange forest that had, or a strange copse of trees that had appeared when you guys came into it, the original Fey crossing you went to. But you can't see where this is taking you. It's a little strange, a little frightening, slightly offsetting.
Okay, yeah. With that one, kind of thinking, okay, obfuscation of our surroundings, that's a door in this... A door between dimensions isn't just going to be a door. It's going to be a shift, something that you're not going to see immediately. Plus, a strange feeling to it. We're going into a dead zone back in our own plane, so that seems like a good candidate for our way back.
What do you think?
Well, actually, I guess that depends on if we're actually near the dead zone. I think I still go with that.
You like it? You like this third pathway?
Yeah.
And Cypress, are you gonna follow along?
Sure.
All right.
All right.
To be safe, though, Kaana's finally going to actually think ahead, and she's going to pull out her cold iron dagger, which I'm surprised that those Fae weren't terrified of.
Why do you think they attacked you?
Oh yeah, good point. Okay, but this time she's going to have it out because she's also thinking about getting into purchasing some cold iron. Considering how much they deal with Fae creatures on a regular basis back home, she's starting to consider actually maybe just getting some of her regular arrows coated in cold iron.
That would be very expensive, but very cool.
Yeah. Well, at least just one quiver's worth. 20 euros.
Mm-hmm. All right. So as you guys are moving through this sort of semi-fogged area, you notice there is some pools of water on the ground. And they're kind of glassy, flat, very mirror-like. The liquid within them is jet black. You can't see any of the contents within. You can't tell how deep they are. So I would assume you guys are moving around them, not stepping in them.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
And are you guys just kind of walking forwards? Are you moving quickly? Are you moving slowly?
Moving slowly. Kaana would, at least. I don't know how Cypress would react to it all.
I'm going to go with the theory that she's kind of grossed out by how black and grimy it looks.
Okay. So you guys are going a little slow, so make me a stealth check, please.
Okay. One thing Kaana is decent at is stealth. Got a plus
I got
7.
an 18.
Nice.
I got a 24.
Very good. So as you guys are advancing slowly, you can feel the same sort of slow, gradual change as when you came into the Feywild. You feel that change beginning to occur. The trees are starting to grow more and more dead and kind of barren, and the ground is turning sort of this sort of slate gray color. Very parched earth, very hard earth. It starts to take extra effort to not make tapping noises.
Right.
And you both hear a kind of a whinny, a strange, right? Yeah. A strange sort of bestial whinny. Very deep and guttural and louder than you would expect from a horse. Something is distinctly and deeply wrong with it. And you guys are able to kind of sneak behind a couple trees, get sort of positioned and hidden, and rising up out of the ground, you see this big fella.
What big fella?
I gotcha.
Oh,
that
there.
big fella. It's got
Looks
a
cute.
beautiful sort of horse head. You can see all these sorts of implements and bits are sticking out of it. Daggers and swords are stuck into it. Thorns wrap around all sorts of it, drawing this black, gross blood that, as it drips down onto the ground, forms a pool, just like all those black pools you saw as you were traveling through.
Huh.
It strikes terror into your hearts. So I'd like both of you to make a wisdom save as you see this guy.
Alright, I know that Cypress is going to have an advantage on that. I have a +2 to that. Whew.
I got 15.
I got an 18.
All right. Both of you are able to hold on to your, kind of catch your breath and hold on to yourselves. Your hearts begin to race. Your eyes want to look away from it. Your whole body starts to quiver, but you keep yourselves under control. It doesn't manage to kind of scare you out of your wits.
I'm getting vibes of the Fellowship of the Ring, that one scene with the Nazgul tracking down the hobbits before they reached before they met up with Aragorn.
Yeah, that scene where they're right underneath the log and it's looking over them
and it's sniffing.
Yeah, that's very much what's going on. You guys have this giant thing searching around for you, or rather, around. It's moving about now. It's lumbering around. It sort of raises its face up to the sky and looks about. It's looking in the direction of the clouds, and it sort of lumbers back towards the direction you guys were traveling. You sort of inch around and stay behind the trees.
Kaana's going to whisper to Cypress, I'm about ready to get out of here. How about you?
Yeah, let's get out.
All right. Since you choose not to do anything to him, he cries off one more demonic sort of terrible sound I can't do quite well enough.
I know the sound. I think I know the sound you're thinking of.
But take that and make it kind of like crossed a little bit with like a bear or something like that. A little bit growly too.
I was thinking, okay, because honestly, I was thinking of there's that sort of gassed horse sound that they use.
Not quite like that. This one is more. It's more monstery and horsey together.
Okay.
Than undead horsey. Like it's not like the sort of thing they would do for like a ghostly horse or a skeleton horse. But it walks away and it leaves more pools of this black liquid, and you guys skedaddle on out. All right. So you make it out. No problem. You've avoided the guardian there.
Kaana's definitely going to bring that up with Tucker when she gets back. To say, how do you meet the nice creatures in the Feywild? Because we only met the mean ones.
What do you mean, nice creatures?
Tucker seemed to do all right. He seemed to meet some nice, congenial Fey guardians.
Right. So you guys step out, and it's only been 4 days, I believe, of travel. Is that right? Yeah.
Through the Feywild, you mean? Is there any way for
you had one day out to it?
Okay.
And then one day of then the first day of walking through the Feywild.
Second day.
The second day.
Where nothing happened.
Third day.
Now
where we left.
Okay.
Right.
But
so
I mean,
it's been 4 days of travel total.
Is there any way to distinguish if time passed differently in our plane?
Not till you find somebody who knows what day it is.
Fair enough. But you said also that we're in the gray slated area. Is that any indication to them exactly where they are on their map?
I was going to say Cypress. I mean, certainly you guys know the landscape, and you can see that this is not what the hill landscape would look like.
Right.
This is clearly not what the grasslands look like.
Right.
This whole area looks dead and gross. It's a pretty big hint you might be in the Deadlands.
Okay. So Cypress is going to pull out her map, and she's going to look for landmarks, things that she can distinguish towards their goal, because she knows she's looking for some kind of man-made structure, a keep of something.
Let's see. So you do see off in the distance, you see rising up, there is this black tower sort of structure. It looks to be about maybe a day's travel away, give or take.
All right. Kaana's, yeah, that seems like the best place for them to go.
Okay. So you guys set off traveling there. You will... you spent some time traveling after you rested, so you will probably... It will be nighttime before you get there. So you'll have one more night to rest out in the wilderness.
Okay.
There is very little cover around here.
Yeah.
It's sparse and the trees are... Every tree you see is dead. The best land you can find, the best stuff you can find are the occasional boulder or bit of ground that looks like it was torn up by something.
Huh.
Huh. Lucky or unlucky, I don't know.
That sounds like a yes.
Wait, yes to being lucky or yes to it being unlucky?
Well,
Yes to something happening.
Oh, okay.
well,
Which probably usually means unlucky.
no, nothing happens. That's why I'm like, I don't know if that's lucky or not.
All right.
You guys,
Right, I don't know either.
you guys get to a suitable camping spot. You're going to be within travel distance. It's the night is falling. Do you guys want to try and set up a fire? Do you want to set up
With
camp?
that dark tower there and no cover, I feel like Kaana would, and knowing that she's trying to head towards a location where there's apparently undead snake guys, I don't think she want to give them any extra way to track them if they're actually in the right location. So she might try and create enough of, no, you know what? She'd probably go fireless and just go with a meal of produce and dried meats.
Okay.
Anything that doesn't require cooking. If
That
Cypress
seems reasonable?
Yeah. If Cypress disagrees, then she can take that up with Kaana, but Kana's going with her thing. And if Cypress does decide to make a fire, Kana's going to make her camp several yards, as many yards away as she comfortably can be, that where she won't be abandoning Cypress, but where she's not going to get ambushed.
All right. So what do you think, Cypress? You making a fire?
I'm just checking what I have in an adventurer's pack.
Oh yeah, also Kaana has a burglar's pack, not an adventurer's pack, so I don't know if she actually has a lot of the
Is
makings
it
for
an
it.
adventurer's pack or an explorer's pack?
Adventurer's pack, I believe.
There is no adventurer's pack.
What?
I'm looking at all the packs. They don't have an adventurer's pack in the handbook.
Okay, maybe I put it down wrong then. Give me a sec. Okay, where's the monk?
Well, I'm going to make a fire if I can.
I'm going to assume you have an explorer's pack, which I feel like is what either an explorer's or a dungeoneer's pack, I think is what most people would have.
Yeah, I think I must have... Yeah, you know what? I was probably going with explorer's pack. I don't know why I put adventurer's pack. Sorry.
Cool, I'm making a fire.
All right.
Kaana is camping far enough away that she doesn't get that, as previously explained.
All right, so Cypress is going to get to camp with the advantages of a fire. Kaana is going to with the advantages of a fire and like actual cover.
Wait, there's cover
Cypress
somewhere?
is going to get fire. There's like a boulder. That's like the best cover you guys can find.
Oh, I'm making the fire by the boulder.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're getting the boulder and the fire, and Kaana is resting out on the open ground in the cold by herself.
Really? You think that...
Cypress is making it by the fire. You're gonna kick the fire somewhere?
No,
You can't
I'm
move
saying...
a fire.
I'm saying why would she just hang out in the middle of the open? I was saying that she'd be looking for cover.
There is no cover. There's the
Beyond the
boulder.
boulder?
That's it.
Fine, she'll camp on the other side of the boulder.
Okay.
She'll put her
yeah,
bedroll
other
there.
side. That works. All right, let's see.
Kaana's cautious, but she's not an idiot. But actually, wait, those... Never mind.
Bravo.
Huh?
So, how are you guys doing sleeping? You gonna continue doing your short fake sleeps?
Yeah. Kaana will let Cypress sleep first, but she will try and hide atop the rock. She'll try
Okay.
and find a crevasse somewhere in the big rock so she can actually sort of slip into the shadows and keep watch.
Okay. And so you're going to let her do the first 4 hours, and then
Yeah.
are you going to sleep for a full 8 hours, or are you going to go for a short again?
Considering how close we are to our goal, I would probably go for the 8 hours.
Okay.
Are you telling me that?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, just because she decided to sleep away from the fire doesn't mean that she's abandoned you. She's just trying to make sure that she's not getting caught, or is she's not right next to the beacon of fire.
I don't know whether you're going to tell me or whether I'm going to go, oh, well,
I guess we're going our separate ways now.
No, Kaana's not. No. Kaana's the one who's all about trying to make sure that we actually have some synergy with the team. She's just trying to make sure that she's not getting caught next to the fire. Because after the whole Boggle debacle...
The Boggle.
Yeah. The Boggle, she's not really feeling like getting caught next to the fire again.
I mean, it's perfectly logical. It makes complete sense. Alrighty. So, you guys managed to rest and spend some time. Cypress, you are completely done, rested, refreshed. Kaana's still sleeping. The sun begins to come up. And you I assume you put out the fire, you don't need it anymore. Maybe you cook breakfast first.
yeah, of course I cooked breakfast.
And you have a pleasant morning. It's relaxing, it's peaceful, quiet, nothing's really happening.
Sounds wonderful.
The only thing you can really see is there's the big black tower, which is very close. Off in the distance you can see something that might be a town or a house or something, but it's so far away you can't tell. The rest of the rest passes fine, and Kaana is able to wake up. No problem when it's her time to wake up. Fully rested, relaxed.
Well, not relaxed.
I'm relaxed.
She's Kaana's as relaxed as she ever lets herself be, which is not much.
Not very. All right, you guys are ready to travel your way the last little bit to that tower.
All right. Kaana's going to try and be on high alert. She's got her daggers out, or she's trying to do the walk where it's not obvious she has her daggers out, but she's not willing. But she's just trying to be cautious, be ready for combat if necessary, and she's going to be keeping her eyes peeled for anything.
As you approach closer to the tower, you can see it's pretty tall, but it looks like it is still under construction, still growing. You don't see any obvious construction stuff, but you see the top is unfinished. It's an odd material you haven't seen before, a sort of black, glassy stone.
And it's like obsidian?
In appearance, very much like obsidian, but it's lumpy and misshapen. It doesn't look regular. You can't see if it's a bunch of stones joined together or if it's like poured and plastered or something. But it's just incredibly irregular. There's no demarcations of floors on the outside. There's no windows or anything. There's just one big, tall, 10-foot wide door, more like a gate at the front of it, or at one side of it rather. And the gate is currently open and risen up. There's some activity, but it's fairly dim and dark. There's some braziers in there, but it's tough to see. Would you guys like to go right in?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, Kaana will cautiously join in.
Okay.
But she's actually gonna just try and reach out and just clasp Cypress on the not like grabbing, but just clasping, like saying, "Hold up a second."
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna try and run a perception. She's gonna ask Cypress to follow her on this plan, where she's going to have each of them go. That diagram's accurate, correct?
Currently, yes.
She wants to sneak around to one side of the door, and Cypress sneak around to the other, and both of them run a perception check to see if they can catch anybody in the entrance hall.
You can see probably
Okay.
something like that is what's visible.
Okay.
As you step in, would you like to carry torches or something to add your own source of light?
Well, I know that Cypress has dark vision.
Oh yeah, Cypress has dark vision.
Kaana would probably. No, she doesn't have.
So in that case, how long is your dark vision, me?
It's 60 feet she can see out 60 feet, and she sees dim light as if it's bright light, and darkness as if it's dim light.
What he said.
There we go. Couldn't tell if we still had you. So in that case, you can actually see this whole place.
Hey there, dudes.
There are dudes in here.
All right. Kaana's going to ask for sort of a sit rep. Just how many? What do they look like? Are they the Yuan-Ti that, or did she know that they were Yuan-Ti, the guys that she dealt with when she went to the Sacred Shrine?
Yes. Well, she knows of snake men.
Okay.
She might not call them Yuan-Ti.
Right. Does she would ask Cypress, she would give Cypress a description of the guy who she beheaded and whose head apparently escaped.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to ask Cypress if she sees anybody with that description.
So, Cypress, you see there are 3 folk in here. The one by the pool at the front he looks fairly standard humanoid, pale skin or dark skin, little to no hair. He's wearing heavy kind of monk robes.
Okay. So either a cleric or a monk.
Yeah.
Don't discuss religion with him.
The one close to him, near him, the blue guy here, this one, looks... His skin is a sort of... Actually, do you see color?
No.
Wood elf one?
No, you only see... if it's in darkness, then you only see shades of gray.
This guy's in dim light.
Then if it's dim light, I think they might see
dim
color.
light I see is bright light.
Dim light, you see? All right, so
I think
his skin
it's only
has a
darkness,
sort of greenish cast, and his features are a little off, a little like his nose sort of comes out a little bit, but his whole face is very flat. His eyes are yellowy. His arms are a little bit too long. His feet are a little bit too long for his body. He's wearing sort of rough work clothes sorts of stuff. Not carrying any weaponry or anything. The priest is the guy in the robes is carrying a book and some sort of... What's that thing that the smoke comes out of in churches?
Oh, a brazier. I know what you're talking about.
A censer?
Yeah,
a
censer.
It
It's a censer,
He's carrying a censer that's putting out a little bit of smoke onto the ground. And the one in the back has... he's in dim light as well, so you can see him pretty clearly. He has pale skin, but you can see his skin is covered with tattoos of something. You're not sure, you can't quite make out what it is. He's also carrying a censer, but he doesn't have a book in his hand. He's carrying a staff instead. In the front of the room, there's this big pool. It's full of a liquid. It looks kind of like water, but you're not sure exactly what it is. It's shallow. It looks kind of like how you might have a place to do ablutions when you enter a temple, to like wash your feet, wash your hands.
Sort of like the holy water you anoint, you cross yourself with when you go into a church.
That sort of thing. Except very big, like big enough that you could do like the full body baptisms in it.
Huh. I guess a nice place to lounge if you're a snake person.
There's 2 large statues reaching almost up to the ceiling, about 20 feet up, carrying large flaming braziers, shedding light out into the place. At the back of the room, there's a gigantic statue reaching all the way up to the ceiling of a woman with robes curling about her and her hair sort of coming down into a big braid, which leads down and becomes a snake's head down at the bottom.
Okay.
She's holding out a apple in her extended arm, and there's 2 large chests sat open in front of her, filled with, not filled with, but they have gold, gems, several, like a variety of valuables inside of it, glinting and reflecting in the firelight. And then the stairs here go both up and down.
Okay. Kaana's gonna... Well, I mean, she's not gonna do the stereotypical, rogue drooling over a stash of gold thing. She's just gonna think potential payday.
Alright, so how do you guys want to go in?
Kaana wants to Is it possible for me to run a religion check to see if I recognize the statue in back?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, Kaana's usually going to, if she's walking into this place, especially since her past experiences with these guys has had them trying to kill her and backstab her and screw her over. She's not, she just wants to make sure she's got the right people, because honestly...
They're distinctly not wearing the ignotus. Ignobilis stuff.
Right.
But you're not sure if they were ever actually following Ignobilis.
Yeah.
People use his stuff to just pretend to be religious people all the time.
Yeah. Okay. But religion check, that is at a... Okay. Kaana is at a +2 on religion. That's an 18.
All right. You recognize this is the big statue in the back. Looks similar, not exactly like, but very similar to smaller shrines you've seen to a goddess called the Lady Sibilant.
Okay.
And she's usually a goddess of... She's a goddess of crossroads and changes in life. And yeah, that's what you would know about her. She is a legit god or goddess. People believe in her, people follow her. You don't recognize the snake part. That's not normally there.
Okay.
But since these are snake people, it kind of makes sense. They might customize it, change it to be their own sort of thing.
Okay. Is she usually seen as a neutral deity, a benevolent deity, an evil deity?
It depends on who you're talking to. She could be seen as evil. One of the major crossroads everyone comes across is dying.
True.
Like, that is a crossroads in your life. That is a literal crossroads in your life. A lot of people believe.
Well,
and crossroads are where a lot of danger occurs.
True.
It's where banditry happens. It's where bad things occur. But a crossroads is also a change. It's also a positive thing. Anytime something good happens, you've come to a crossroads and you've made the right choice.
Right. Well, now Kaana's at a crossroads trying to figure out what to do about the situation. She's going to pull out the 2 emeralds that she took from the snake head statue back in the sacred shrine.
How are you pulling them out?
She's always wearing her gloves when she's out adventuring, so she's pulling them out that way first. Mm-hmm. Do they resonate at all? Is there any kind of... Because she's also she'll step away just so that it is during the daytime, right? So any glow that they might give off wouldn't be too pronounced.
It is daytime. It's kind of shadowy in the entrance. As long as you're not directly in the entrance, you won't be glowing.
I'm not. I move around to the side.
They seem to pulse as they always do. You can see the venom kind of coursing through them, coursing within it.
Okay, Kaana's going to take off one of her gloves, and she's going to put her index finger on one of the gems just to test it. And she's going to hold her breath.
Could you make a con save for me?
Sure. That's a 14.
Why'd you have to touch it with your bare hand?
Because nothing happened when I touched it otherwise.
Alright. So that's 10, 20... So you take 26 poison damage?
Oh boy.
Are you down?
I'm at 4.
Damn, you got a lot of health.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Level 4 rogue.
So yeah, you take 26 poison damage, just like last time you touched it with your bare hand.
It has been a while, so I forgot.
It stings and it goes into you, but after...
Actually, I don't think I ever did touch it with my bare hand
before.
Yeah,
it was Tucker who touched it.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, he pulled it out.
Yeah.
And I think he succeeded on the save, too.
Yeah, he succeeded on the con save.
Helped him for half.
Yeah.
But, so it kind of hurts, it agonizes you. You hear sort of the voice, the hissing voice of the statue in your ear again, telling you to seek out the tower in the land of the dead and bury my eyes.
That's what actually I was aiming for.
Yeah.
I was trying to get that reminder.
Yeah.
Or truthfully, no, because Kaana would have been able to remember that bit of phrase from the snake voice.
She would have known it.
So it was more about seeing if
experimentation with it, seeing if something different happened now that you were here.
Yeah, if the eyes stated something different, or if the gems stated anything different.
All right. So it's still doing the same thing. You haven't accomplished what it wants you to do yet. You said you were holding your breath, so I'm going to say you might kind of like clench your teeth. You don't cry out with pain, but you do kind of double over in agony. This
kind of quickly. She's also going to quickly put it down and put her glove back on and just angrily shove it back into her pack.
All right, this fellow comes out to why is it so white there? Comes out sort of to the gate here, to the edge.
Okay.
Saying, "Greetings, travelers. What do you do here at Our Lady Sibilant's shrine? Have you come to pay tithe?"
I was told to come here by someone else, and now I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing here, actually. I kind of followed them.
That's wonderful. You've reached a crossroads. You've reached Our Lady's most sacred place. Please, come in.
Kaana's going to recollect herself, and she will follow them in, trying to put on the calling back on her more ladylike training from her mother, just trying to present an air of formality.
Okay.
Quote unquote ladylike training, just
whoa.
proper
So you guys come on
mannerisms.
Which one am I?
You are the one that says Cypress, unless that doesn't display for other people.
It does not display it, and I cannot control it.
Now try it.
Yep,
there we go. Alrighty. So that's you. So he leads you in. He gestures around saying, This is one of our most holy sites. The followers of the Lady Sibilant we build these places in dreams of creating a proper meeting point for our Mistress God. And you two come as travelers, yes? You reach a road, you've come upon many twists and turns.
Yes. Yes.
Sure.
She says.
We love your kind here. So he invites you for a tour of the hall.
Okay.
Let me show you around. Let me show you our great hall here. This
got nothing better to do. Sure.
He indicates the big statue on the right here. This is one of our great accomplishments. We've carved this in the likeness of one of the powerful followers of Our Lady Sibilant. It's the statue is of a great big robed person, very similar to the priest. Different features, different looks, and he's carrying the big bowl of the brazier, but on the belt you see there's a book and there's a mace. And
book and the mace sound a little familiar.
They may or may not be. He comes around, he points to the biggest statue. This is the statue of Our Lady Sibilant herself. I know outside of our greatest temples, she's usually depicted much smaller, in very poor detail. I have seen many travelers have been surprised by her true aspect, the depiction of her serpentine nature. And he points to her braid turning into a snake at her waist. But she is important. She depicts the cycle and the change of life and change of things, the paths we must cross and changes that must occur to us. Just as a snake sheds its skin and changes its life, so too must we walk down many paths. And here you may see our collection bin. We offer these as sacrifice to our Lady Sibilant. Do you have anything you would like to give as donation? He points down to the open chests. You see a melange of things: gems, gems, gold, items like weapons of fine craftsmanship, or cups and things like that.
We're saying I have an explorer's pack?
Yes. And
okay.
Reposition yourself as you'd like.
It depends on... We do come bearing something that drew us to this place, but is there another idol? Is there another effigy to Sibilant that below, is there a place that's considered to be a burial point?
The priest that you're talking to seems a little surprised. And before he can say something, this other priest here interrupts and says, that is not a place for outsiders.
Well, now we're inside, so we're good.
Silence, fool.
Kaana's actually going to smirk at that. Cypress has been bugging her, but she found that to be quite an enjoyable little quip.
Now that you guys are close, you can see that all the tattoos this second priest has on him are scales. Like his whole body that is exposed has been tattooed to look like a snake's scales on him.
Quite the decoration you've put upon yourself, sir.
This is nothing. Everyone should have something like this in the service of Our Lady.
She's going to lean over to Cypress and say, what was that you said about what you don't discuss with clerics?
So what kind of wacky religion do you have?
And that is where Kaana's face is just going to drop. It's like, oh, that's a little too far.
You should not disparage my lady. She is most powerful. She controls the tides of fate. She turns the paths at which you go down. He begins to get very heated in a kind of moralistic, religious rant.
In the hopes of calming him and also maybe getting him... Well, actually, no, just getting him to shut up.
Yeah.
Because Kaana's now... She got a nice dose of poison and she's in no mood to listen to somebody rant at her and her companion.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to pull out only one of the poison gems.
As you pull it out, he stops speaking in an instant, and you can see a sort of hungry gaze in his eyes.
I'd like to make an insight check because, honestly, I would like to have an insight check at the ready because I know that I'm making a gamble of suddenly showing them something they could really want and might kill for. So I'm hoping that Kaana can take an insight check at some point just to make sure that she can tell if their intentions are still peaceful or if they're looking to get...
Okay, so you want to keep sort of on the lookout for if they might begin to start seeming hostile?
Yes. That would be insight, right?
Yeah, intentions. Roll me up a check.
Okay. Come on, green die, show me some love.
And since you're basically asking for this to be like a consistent check, if it's lower than what your passive insight would be, which is just 10 plus your insight bonus,
okay,
we'll just take your passive instead.
Got it. Nat 20.
All right.
Thank you, green die.
There is no hostility in there. Well, I mean, obviously the guy who was just ranting is somewhat hostile towards you. You can feel he's still angry at you.
But that hungry look in his eyes, what also...
It's not a look of violence. Like, he's not about to bash you over the head for this thing.
Okay.
He desperately wants it. You don't know why exactly. It might be he's in a bad position within the church. He might be low in respect right now, and this would gain him a lot of respect from others.
Okay.
But he desperately wants it. The other priest also has this similar look of really... This is something very valuable, you're sure. And the laborer who is kind of milling about doing tedious work, clerical things, or rather like sweeping up and that sort of stuff, you can even see in his eyes, like there's this look of, oh my god, they have that?
So he's thinking, oh my Sibilant?
Oh my lady, they've got that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So Kaana is going to say, I come bearing something that has guided me to this specific tower. Men have tried to kill me for it, even before this was a part of my job with them. They also tricked me into killing innocent fae that were actually only defending their home. So, I met my crossroads then, and I have a crossroads now. Do I trust you enough to actually see there's a voice that comes from these gems. Do I trust you enough to see the instructions of that voice through, or do I just take these and leave here and never set foot in a temple of Sibilant ever again?
both the priests immediately say, "No, please stay! Don't go!" The more eloquent one, the nicer one that you first met, says, "I am sorry for my fellow priest's harsh words.
I take no issue with a man speaking about his faith. That is not the issue here. The issue is that these gems have caused me a great deal of trouble and have gained me nothing but aggression from... I'm not going to pin it on you, actually, because I don't know if they were followers of Sibilant or if they were followers of Ignobilis, as these were in a temple that was supposedly dedicated to him."
A look of understanding comes over the one priest's eyes. Ah, there were others of our sort, and he gestures vaguely to the other priest. "And they caused you trouble? Were they also seeking this?"
That was what was apparent during my mission with them. They hired me to help them infiltrate this shrine that was near my. Okay, I'm going to rephrase that because she's not going to want to say my home, because then she doesn't want to give them any kind of
hints.
Any kind of ammunition against her. They in some woods to the east. No, to the west. Sorry,
yeah.
Map got mixed up in my head a second. In the large forest to the west.
And you say these men followed Ignobilis?
They wore the garb of priests of Ignobilis. One apparently was something after life. I don't know if he was undead, but I cut his head off, and then his head got up and rolled away.
That is very concerning.
She's trying to be diplomatic, but she is just screaming at herself inside, just saying, "Why are you giving out this information? Why are you doing this?" But she knows that this is probably the best way to get through this without getting herself or Cypress killed.
She is very badly hurt right now.
Yeah.
The priest says, "Well, I find it hard to believe that one like that would have gone to Ignobilis, but the trickster god has always tried to steal anyone's shrines and traditions. It would not surprise me if he tried to raise his own temple like this. What you have there is a very important tool for us followers of the lady. It helps to ease the transition of certain blessed followers of hers from one life into another. It helps them ascend to a higher form to serve more closely her Lady Sibilant."
That's going to fire off warning signals in her head, because moving from one life to the next, another crossroads, and also dealing with an apparent undead. She's thinking, am I just allowing for them to spawn more of those monsters?
He gestures towards the stairs and says, "You asked if there was a deeper part of our tower, a place where we have burial chambers. I cannot bring you there, but I can bring you into our home. I can bring you deeper within our shrine. I can show you the heart of the heart of this building, if you would follow me." And he begins to walk down the steps. Are you going to follow him?
Kaana yes, Kaana is going to follow.
All right.
And she's...
I'm going to tap Kaana.
Kaana will respond to that.
I ask, can you hand me your ball bearing? One of your ball bearings? One of your two ball bearings?
Yeah, I'll do that. And when I go in for the ball bearings, I'm also going to I don't know if this will require a sleight of hand, but I'm going to hand her my bag of ball bearings, and I'm going to slip the second emerald in there.
Into the bag?
Into the bag. Yeah, I'm just going to tell her,
Be careful.
Keep it safe.
All right. Are you trying to hide that you're doing this?
Yes.
Yeah, so make a sleight of hand for me.
Got a +4. That's a 22.
All right.
Best to not have them both on her person.
All right. You do a fantastic job of sliding it in there, sort of very subtly, handing it off. You say, even the way you say, like, be careful, it doesn't indicate that there's something in there.
I'm saying keep it
Delightfully
safe.
well done.
Yeah.
Do I have gloves? I'm figuring out gloves.
That's
Do you have gloves?
maybe hand bindings, but that's why I kept it in the bag. I didn't want her to touch it.
I have traveler's clothes.
I don't know if traveler's clothes have gloves.
Well, hand bindings is... I don't know if a monk would normally have hand bindings or hand wrappings.
Yeah, but hand bindings go around the knuckles and the palm. They don't
True.
go all the way around the fingers.
True. Well, I guess it depends on how you wrap them. If you go Rock Lee style, you could get all the way up to everything but the tips of your fingers.
Let's just say you'll have to be careful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you want to do with these ball bearings?
Well, I had a stupid plan, but I'm not going to do that now. Because I don't have a glove.
Well, if depends on if you want to try and slip the emerald into your pack. If you figure out that the emerald's in your pack, you can just dump it out there and then have the ball bearings there for you. Dang it, that was metagame. Sorry.
I'm going to just hold on to it for now.
Okay. So do you follow down the stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go.
Well, I don't like this room already.
It's not. Yeah, it's looking a little crowded.
Wait, that's the wrong guy. Hey, there we go. And our other friend follows us down too. So as you get down to the bottom, or to the sort of floor that comes out, you see a more brightly lit room. There are several large braziers providing both roaring heat and light throughout the room. There are a bunch of sort of side areas that you can see going off. Cypress, you're able to see into these. There are, at the end of each, there are large pits. You can't see quite what's inside of them, but you hear hissing everywhere down here. There are snakes abound. And one of the first things you notice is there are some slithery half-snake people with snake tails and bodies. And they are positioned as you see them. They're all holding weapons. They're all standing as if they are guards with a sort of man-sized upper body and face, snake tail. There's another large pool that looks a lot like that same pool of ablutions that were at the front. The water has a slightly different tinge of color to it. And you can see there are still more stairs going down further.
Okay.
But the second priest, the one who had the sort of hissing voice and is covered in scales, takes up a position to block the stairs going further down.
Okay.
The first priest gestures and says, "This is where we are. This is where we are born. This is where we live. This is our home. We've built this shrine atop this place, and we wish to continue. We wish to bring more of our brethren into this world to share Our Lady Sibilant's message. We already have many people. We have had contact with many travelers whom we have offered a contract to bring us the materials we need to continue to construct our shrine in exchange for what money we can have. That is part of what our tithes to Our Lady Sibilant is. but you have come to us with a very valuable tool. If we were to have both of the emeralds, I should say, he corrects himself hastily, then our shrine could grow so much more quickly, so much better for Our Lady Sibilant. Do you have 2 of them?
Upon him saying both of the eyes, Kaana's going to feign confusion. Going to act like both of them, as if she only ever had the one.
Could you roll deception for me?
Yes, I could. Deception's at a +5 for charisma.
Alrighty.
That's a 17.
That's wisdom, right?
Well, that's insight.
No, what's the...
Oh, for deception? It's
the stat with insight is wisdom?
Wisdom, yeah.
Alrighty. And you rolled a 17, you
Yes.
said? Alright. The priest looks at you again and says, I believe you would have found 2 of them. I think you and I both know. There's no point in lying. We're all servants of Our Lady Sibilant.
He's trying to protect... he's the leader of the guilds that we're part of. And he was trying to protect one of the strange fellows in the guild, this weird bird person. I personally don't like him. Seems like a bit of an ass, but...
I'm a woman.
You're right. She.
Okay.
She's trying to protect the weird bird person.
Kaana's going to look at... Upon Cypress making that mistake, she's going to look down at herself and think, do I look masculine?
So, well, Kaana is worrying about her masculine or feminine image. I'd like you, Cypress, to make a deception check for me. See if you can trick him.
False.
You're withholding information, though.
You're implying that she was covering for Tur when she's not covering for Tur. The second priest, the one down on the stairs, he says, I saw the one slip something into a bag. She gave it to the other one. I was watching very closely. And he stares at you with those intense eyes again. The other priest says, that wouldn't happen to be the second eye, would it?
It's a bag of ball bearings.
May I see?
A ball bearing? Why would you want to see a ball bearing? They're small and round.
Well, I'd like to see the bag.
I don't really feel like showing it to you. They're my ball bearings. Get away.
Well, they're her ball bearings.
Now they're mine.
Ma'am, may I see your ball bearings?
They're my balls.
Once again, Kaana's just getting that twinge of, okay, seriously, I feel like there's some running joke going on with me appearing masculine right now. I don't know
unintended,
if
but I like it.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this.
Oof.
Okay, Kaana's going to... are there any other people in the room? Yeah, there are a bunch of other people in the room.
There's a ton of other people around here.
Kaana is just going to say, shoot, I should have done something with those glimmer stones.
I'm going to say, I don't like your attitude, and I'm going to go back upstairs.
Which one is that one? The priest that's on the stairs is going to move as if to block you, but the nicer priest is going to say, stop. You may go. It would be a terrible tragedy for our shrine if you were to leave and keep those treasures with you. Is there anything we can do to convince you to give them to Our Lady Sibilant? Is there any way we could form some sort of pact, some sort of contract together?
Kaana's going to think about... Honestly, her mind is going to travel back to Forest Home and to Tukra. Because honestly, she loves Kale. They're a thing. But she knows that Kale would probably try and take the the violent way out. No, he would definitely take the violent way out. Tuckra might be a bit more measured, so she's just trying to think, what would Tuckra do? And she's going to just lay out the facts to herself. These people have shown... The head priest, I'm guessing that the head priest has been nothing but kind to us. He hasn't shown any ill intent, as far as I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Kaana's going to say, you'll have to forgive me. With my past dealings with these, it's kind of hard for me, it is hard for me to openly trust. It's been a rough ride trying to figure out exactly what to do with these items, and now that I'm here, I am conflicted. I don't know who I dealt with back in the Western Force, but Cypress, would you come back, please?
I don't know, will I? Why should I?
Because I would like my bag back.
Okay. I'm going to dump on the stairs. I'm going to dump the bag out into my backpack, and then hand her back the bag.
Okay. Kaana is just going to... She's going to reach out her hand and just go... actually, no. She's going to just turn back and say... We will figure out... we can figure something out. I just want to guarantee that this isn't going to be used for anything harmful.
No, this would never... These, as I told you, this gem will simply... It will ease the transition of one of our most blessed of Our Lady Sibilant from a lowly form such as mine into that of a greater servant. There is no harm to our Blessed One. There's no harm for others. It's simply a ceremony, and
there's no harm in the transition, is what you're trying to say, correct?
Yeah, of course. And all these gems do is they simply ease this transition. They make this transition. If anything, they lessen the harm.
I'm going to go back upstairs.
Can I do an insight check? See if he's actually telling the truth.
He's telling the explicit truth. He's doing the exact same thing that I was doing not moments ago.
What, the priest, you said?
The priest is doing the exact same thing that I was doing. He's phrasing it in such a way that he's going to get away, that he can tell you the truth, but not the whole truth.
Yeah, which is why I want to see if he's
make an insight check to see if his intentions match up what you mean.
Yeah.
If he's telling you the same thing you think.
That's an 11.
As far as you can tell, he's being honest. He's telling you, when he's saying that these things aren't going to cause any harm, he's being honest with you. He's saying, yeah, they're not going to cause any harm.
See, the way that the message in the gems was phrased, it seemed very apparent that this was a way to bring about undeath.
Oh, I'm upstairs again.
Yeah. Kaana's actually factoring that in now because she's thinking, okay, we got a way out. This is good.
Oh, well, what would you tell me what the message is that you are hearing?
Can I just relay that, or?
Yeah, you can just tell him.
Okay, wait, and I don't remember the exact wording, but
it says to go to the land of the dead, which is where you are. The land is dead around here.
Plant the eyes, and a new one will arise. The priestess, that I can see why you may think that is raising of an undead. The new one that will arise is simply a new servant of Our Lady Sibilant, a new form for that servant. They will rise from the pitiful rank that we are at to that of a more beautiful, more perfect rank. More beautiful, more perfect body, lifestyle, kind. It's not undeath. There's no death. There's no dying of this. There's simply a change. Okay. Well, the hungry look that she saw in all of their eyes kind of supports that. Everybody seemed to want them for something. So it wasn't a matter of giving it to... They all wanted them they wanted the eyes for themselves, or the gems for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't appear that they were... Yeah, okay, but... Kind of say, I can guarantee you the one, but I don't have a matching one.
Well, yes, we both know that the girl who just went upstairs has it now. We simply wish to find a way. We can offer compensation. We can offer our protection for your time here. If you wish, we could form a more lasting contract. You could aid us in our building of our shrine here.
Missionary work is not my my calling.
It's not missionary work. It's procurement of supplies. We're ever in need of more materials.
Materials, he says. Kind of doesn't say that out loud. Okay. Compensation would be good.
All right. Wish I had my laptop. Let me see if this can access those notes. Shall we go meet with your friend? Shall we discuss with her what would be appropriate?
Yes.
So you guys... He leads you back upstairs. But yeah, so basically you guys go back up to the first floor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just going to take a little bit.
Honestly, even if I hadn't made the mistake of touching the gem, I don't think that Kaana would want to actually get in a fight here. Not without Kale and Tucker to help keep everybody alive.
That is quite possibly a good idea. Our last friend comes up as well. He again stands kind of on the stairwell, blocking you guys out, blocking the way down, sort of. The priest calls over to Cypress. Ma'am, please come back. We're discussing if there can be any sort of compensation for these gems.
I can hear you just fine from over here.
All right. I shall simply speak with volume.
Thank you.
It may be difficult to see from that far away, though. If you must, please do come closer. If not, stay where you are, however is comfortable. He looks down into the chests, and he pulls out. He kind of rummages around, and he pulls out a handful of comparable-sized gems. These are various colors. There's a couple rubies. There's a slightly smaller diamond. There's a couple opals. We have many other gems. We could perform a simple trade. Perhaps all of these, maybe I would consider these to be worth the one gem, the one eye. It's
Kaana's eyeing the weapons of excellent make that you were discussing.
okay. Is she gonna mention that?
I'm hoping just her gaze upon them would hint at the priest that now the gems aren't of interest to her.
He kind of notices you not looking at the gems for a little while. He calls out to Cypress. Are you not to be swayed by gems either?
Gems have no assistance in approving myself.
I found them quite persuasive in the past, although perhaps they're out of vogue now. I see, ma'am, that you are eyeing some of the more adventurous items we have here. These are donations from other travelers, capable travelers such as yourselves. Is there something that truly catches your eye?
What are the weapons that are there?
Within, there's a mace, there's a short sword, there's a few various accoutrements like bangles, rings, It all is very fine. You can't tell at a glance if anything's magical or if anything's not magical.
Really wish we had a bard with the appraisal spell. That would be nice.
I have been trying to make it a little better. But I mean, after you've had it for a little while, you would know whether or not it was important.
True.
Or rather magical.
Okay, so Kaana will pick up the short sword.
Okay.
She's going to flick it around a little bit, see if if there's anything that feels interesting to her.
It is a very fine short sword. It feels incredibly well made. Perhaps it's a masterwork sword. It has a silvery sheen to it that is uncommon, different than the normal kind of cold gray of a steel sword.
Okay.
It seems like it's a sort of metal that you've seen before, but you're not entirely sure what it is. Someone who is more all about weaponry might know exactly what it is, but it doesn't. There's nothing that feels magical to you.
Okay. But that's going to raise a question in Kaana's mind. Why would an adventurer give up such a nice short sword? Why would they be willing to give this up?
Do you want to ask the priest?
Yes.
This is our box for tithe. Followers, when they come back from journeys, offer a sum that they feel is appropriate to Our Lady. If they felt her hand maneuvering their fates, pushing them in one direction or not the other, on their travels, some of our followers are moved to give greater, more meaningful gifts than others.
Alright, I'm going to run an insight check.
Okay, go ahead.
That is a 19 plus 4, so 23.
There is no subterfuge here from him that you can see. He's telling you the truth. When people give gifts, they give their donations to the temple based on how religious they're feeling that day.
Okay.
If they felt like they were given a lot of help from their goddess, they give a lot back.
One last check I'd like to do, if that's okay, is an investigation check on the blade itself. I'm not looking for any properties to it. I'm checking to see if it actually has any signs of use. If somebody was
Is
killed.
this a sword that somebody fought with?
Or was it meant for tithe, or was it stolen from somebody? Was somebody killed for it?
You can go ahead and make a check to look at that.
That's a 14.
You can see the wrappings on the handle, or the wrappings on the grip are a little bit, they're somewhat worn. Definitely looks like somebody used this as a weapon for a while. But there's no nicks on the blade, there's no dents in the crossguard. It doesn't look like somebody... as far as you can tell, somebody didn't die fighting with this. It was just a sword that somebody used, and then they donated it.
Okay. I think Kaana would say...
It is remarkably dinged for a sword that has actually seen use, but it does seem special in some way or another.
Yeah, I think Kaana would say, this is a start. She's also going to take a look at the mace.
Okay. The mace is it's a sturdy, it's a dark wood for the handle, and it's a very long mace. It seems like it's made to be used with two hands rather than one, but you can heft it in one hand fairly easily. The head has vicious claw-like protrusions on it. It looks like it causes a lot of... It's a very menacing mace. Dangerous. Looks very painful to be hit with. it seems like it might be more... It would hurt more to get hit with this than a standard mace. This would be like getting stabbed by a few different, like 2 or 3 little daggers at once, instead of just being smashed with a mace. Because those vicious little claws are like hooked little spikes on it all over the place. It's surprisingly light for its size. Like, as I said, it seemed like it was meant to be 2 hands, used with 2 hands, like size-wise, but it's as light as a standard little mace. There's nothing else special you can tell about it.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're looking it through, again, signs of use. This one is more heavily used. You can see kind of grooves in the wood where it was held.
Okay.
But there's no indication it was lost in a bloody battle.
Got it. Okay. The problem is, I feel like, well, there's definitely something going on, but there's just not enough evidence for Kaana to really want to take action against them. She's not going to just go off killing people outside of being contracted to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kaana, these two for the... let me confer with my associate.
All right. Go right ahead.
Okay, so Kaana's going to pull Cypress over, and they're just, hopefully Cypress is willing to actually bring her insight into this.
Cypress will stay over there.
Yeah, I assumed Kaana was going to have to walk over to it.
Yeah.
Cypress is also going to ask that Kaana remains 5 feet away. Hands to herself.
She doesn't want you stealing it from her.
Yeah. I'm not planning to, Cypress.
Ooh. You got drama between the players.
No. I'm not planning to, Cypress. And she's really trying to whisper this. She's trying to make it sound like they're discussing terms.
Mm-hmm.
But really, she's just saying, I don't like this any more than you do. Something's not right. My experience with these guys, nothing seems right with this.
I would agree with that. It occurs to me that we have a mentor that we could go ask that you just hired. Why don't we go talk to him and we'll come back?
I don't consider this a mentor. Wait, you actually think he's a mentor?
Wink, wink.
Wait, why would Cypress wink about this?
She hasn't seen him. She's like barely seen him do anything.
True.
Other than say, I'm a mentor.
She does not think that he's a mentor, but she thinks that that's a good way for us to leave and then come back later when we know more information.
Yeah. Fortunately, they're also right next to the exit. So
yes.
Cypress is going to say... she's going to turn to them and... Well, she's going to whisper to Cypress, as soon as I finish talking, run.
All right.
Or actually, start walking, and then we'll see if they start chasing us.
Okay, so are you guys walking out?
I'm going to say, well, I'm going to call back. I'm going to call back to the priest and say,
I'm going to yell, go screw yourself, flip Kaana off and walk out.
Okay, making a scene. I will specify the priest took back the mace and the short sword.
Oh yeah, I was going to leave them either way. I was pretty sure he wasn't going to let me just carry them over. And wait, he was flipping? She was saying that to Cypress, or Cypress was saying both those things to Kaana, or was she saying that to the priests?
To Kaana.
Okay, Kaana's going to look aghast, and she's going to say, "We're going to have to decline your offer," and she's going to follow Cypress out.
Are you guys just like walking away? Are you taking your time? Are you?
Oh no,
waiting
no!
outside?
This is we're walking and we're not stopping. And if they start pursuing, we are running.
All right.
The
priest.
I'm using my monk speed to stay in front of Kaana. So it can kind of look like Kaana's chasing me.
Yeah.
The priest goes out to the front and says, "Farewell! Please return. We would love to have you again."
Okay.
You guys got so paranoid. They did absolutely nothing hostile.
I know doublespeak when I hear it. I do doublespeak all the time and everything.
I know.
Yeah. But the problem is, with how much you use doublespeak, that you always end up thinking that somebody's doublespeaking at you.
And these guys were.
You didn't run any checks to see if they were.
I didn't need to.
Then how? Yeah. Riley's phrasing isn't exactly how this works. Riley's phrasing doesn't dictate it.
It does actually dictate it.
Oh.
If they're trying to get around it, but as you may remember, I had you do your check on his intent, on what he was intending to tell you.
Oh, true. And
it doesn't matter if he's phrasing it perfectly. If you can tell he's trying to trick you with his phrasing,
yeah,
then you're alerted.
Okay, yeah. Then I agree with me on that front because when you phrased it like that, I definitely thought, okay, something's not right here. He's not telling us everything.
No, when he does the ritual, the ritual won't kill anyone because it will summon a giant snake.
Yeah,
but a giant snake will kill people.
I mean, not necessarily.
But now, Kaana was never really intending. She was just trying to think of a way to get out of there without being killed.
Again, they did nothing hostile. You could have just said, "We want to leave."
Thing about a rogue is just that they always assume that somebody's trying to kill them. Especially with her background, it's kind of yes, she's paranoid. She's had killers after her since she was 10.
Yeah, that's true.
Cypress doesn't know that though.
No.
All right, so you guys run away from one of the very few bastions of safety out into the Deadlands.
Heroically.
One is having a temper tantrum,
run away.
is pretending to have a temper tantrum running away from the Guardian. The Guardian is chasing after the teenager, who is actually 4 times older than her.
Yep.
And you gave up a good chance to earn a lot of money and or loot. But I think that went very well.
Truth be told, I mean, yeah, you say it like that, but honestly, I think we took the better deal because if we're trying to avoid nasty repercussions, I feel like we had the right level of caution.
The fact that they were willing to offer so many gems in exchange for that means that they were going to get the better deal.
Oh, hell yeah. But you could have driven them way higher up. And you guys also never tried to go upstairs.
Yeah.
So you didn't see what was upstairs.
Thing is that there's nothing stopping us from taking a few rests for Kaana to get back her hit points and then for them coming back when it's easier to stealth.
I mean, that's true.
Considering how they noticed you passing the ball bearings to me, I'm going to go with the theory that that's a terrible, terrible idea.
True. This might be worth revisiting, or if we can actually find more people in the area, then it might be good to get other people's input.
It might be good to get the rest of the party.
Well, that too. Yeah, but excellent session. All
right.
I guess we are calling it here.
Yeah, we're going to call it right there.
All right.
We'll figure out where we go from there.
Besides, the real goal of this was just to investigate the gems, so I don't think that this was a failure. I actually consider this to be the best thing. We gathered information, and we've got a good chance to come back and possibly get a lot of good loot, and possibly take down a very, very bad.
We need to be a lot higher level in order to be able to beat this.
Yeah, probably.
Well, it depends on what you want to do to beat it. You're at the perfect level right now to give them the gems.
Yep.
That is not a victory. That is creating a monster.
No, that's a victory for me.
Yeah. We also
You could also have made a contract with them, and that's another victory for both of us this time, because you would get more money, too.
true. We
And you get the giant snake monster.
Not with just a contract. If you kept the gems, but helped them build the temple, that
The
wouldn't...
contract. I'm sure the contract would have components, which is we get the gems.
It would have had... Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You might come back, so I can't tell you what the contract is yet.
Well, on the other plus is that we made good time.
Yeah. That was pretty concise.
All right, everyone. Sorry if that ending wasn't exactly what you were expecting, but honestly, it can't always be flashy, glorious combat to end out as a tavern tale.
Oh, good gods. If you guys had initiated combat...
Hold up.
Yeah?
Oh no, Kaana's at too low of a life for me to do some kind of flashy strike.
You could do a flashy strike. You could
come
do
on!
non-lethal monk strikes.
True. You could knock me out, but I would like it if you didn't.
Well, I only have a speed of 45, so they'd be able to catch up if I knocked you out.
True. Unless you just left me to die, which would not be appreciated.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do that. That seems like bad teammate behavior.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, everyone, yes, I think we're going to call that an episode.
All right.
And once again, as always, Riley, thank you very much for creating this fun campaign. Me, thank you for joining us from far away to take on the role of Cypress Joe Call. I know that I kind of forced that on you, but I appreciate you picking it up.
Yeah.
Of course.
Thank you both for playing, as always. And thank everybody for listening/watching.
We will see you for the next one.
Have a good night, y'all.